I request everybody to please stand up. Thank you so much. A very warm good afternoon to all of you. Before we proceed further, allow me to share a brief note about the occasion that brings us together. The National Cost and Management Accountants Convention, NCMAC 2025, is a flagship event of our institute. It serves as a vibrant platform where policy makers, industry leaders, professionals, and academicians converge to discuss strategies for a financially empowered and transparent India. This year's convention, being held in the culturally rich city of the Bhubaneswar, holds special importance as it echoes the values of innovation, accountability, and excellence that our profession stands for. Before we proceed with the ceremonial felicitation of the Honorable Chief Guest, it's my honor to present a brief but inspiring profile of the distinguished personality presiding over today's inauguration. Dr. Kambampati Haribabu Sir, Honorable Governor of the state. He is a man of science, service, and statesmanship. Dr. Haribabu's journey is the blend of rigor of academia, the purpose of public life, and the vision of national progress. An academician by foundation, the Honorable Governor holds a BTech in Electronics and Communication Engineering and ME in Electrical and Control Systems and a PhD in Control Systems. He spent 24 years shaping young minds as an associate professor at Andhra University. His political journey, being a student leader and evolved through key roles in the Janata Party and BJP, including National Secretary and Executive Member. He served in the Andhra Pradesh Legislative Assembly and was elected to the 16th Lok Sabha, contributing actively through major parliamentary committees, including energy and public undertakings. Dr. Haribabu also serves as the Governor of Mizoram prior to the Governor of the state of Odisha, which he continues to inspire through wisdom, humility, and dedication. Today, we are truly honored by his presence. May I now request our President, CMA Bibhuti Bhushan Naik Sir, and Vice President, CMA TCS Srinivas Prasad Sir, to welcome His Excellency Dr. Kambampati Haribabu Sir. Can we have a huge round of applause? Thank you so much. Now I would take the privilege of introducing you all to the esteemed dignitary, CMA Pradeep Kumar Das, He is the CMD of IREDA Limited. He is an FCMA and ACS, holds a bachelor's degree in commerce from the University of Calcutta and postgraduate diploma in management from Xavier Institute of Management, Bhubaneswar. He has over 37 years of vast experience in various positions in finance, banking, corporate governance, audit, resource mobilization, and treasury. Both in public as well as private sectors, he has worked. He is a distinguished member of various high-level committees constituted by Government of India's bodies and industry association for various strategic decisions. Before joining IREDA, he was the Director Finance of Indian Tourism Development Corporation Limited. He has also worked with REC Limited, Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, Nuclear Power Corporation Limited, Bharat Heavy Plate and Vessels Limited, Kusum Products Limited, and lot many organizations. Further, he is the Chairman and Director of IREDA Green Global Energy Finance IFSC Limited, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of IREDA Limited. So thank you so much for coming. May I request our council members, CMA Vinay Ranjan sir and CMA Manoj Kumar Anand sir, to welcome CMA Pradeep Kumar Das sir, CMD of IREDA Limited. Thank you so much. It's my honor to introduce you to another esteemed dignitary on the dais. With us, we have CMA Gagan Bihari Swai sir. He is the Director of Finance of OPGC and also the CEO of OCPL Limited. CMA Swai has 28 years of industry experience in the fields of finance and accounts, regulatory, business strategy, legal and commercial functions in premier power sector organizations like Gridco Limited, Reliance Energy, BSES, Yamuna Power, and in FMCG Hindustan Unilever Limited. Apart from being a FCMA, he holds graduation in science and degree also in law and management. Prior to serving as Director of Finance of OPGC and CEO of OCPL, he also served as the Director of Finance and of Corporate Affairs of Gridco, where he played pivotal role in turning around of Gridco. Also served as the Director of TPCODL, TPNODL, Westco, and Southco. Sir, it's an honor to have you with us. May I request our Council Member Anand sir and Council Member Vinay Ranjan sir to welcome CMA Gagan Bihari Swai sir. Thank you. Now I request all the dignitaries on the dais to start this program by lighting the sacred lamp.
Asato ma sadgamaya Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya Mrityurmamritangamaya
Asato ma sadgamaya Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya Mrityurmamritam gamaya
Asato ma sadgamaya Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya
शान्ति
असतो मा सद्
Ladies and gentlemen, before I request the convener of this NCMAC, Anand sir, to give his welcome address, I would like to request the chairman of Bhubaneswar chapter, Ramesh Chandra Patra, to please give a flower bouquet to the president as a token of love. Thank you so much, sir. May I now request CMA Manoj Kumar Anand, sir, Council Member of ICMAI. He is also the convener of 62nd NCMAC, to give his opening address.
Thank you very much. His Excellency, Chief Guest of the 62nd National Convention of our Institute, Dr. Haribabu Kambhampati, Honorable Governor of the State of Odisha, our President, Shri Bibi Nayak, Vice President, Shri TCA Srinivasa Prasad, two bright stars of our profession among many of you who are present over here, Shri P.K. Das, CMD IREDA, and Shri Gagan Bihari Swain, Director Finance, Odisha Power Generation Corporation, my very dear friend Vinay, ladies and gentlemen, and professionals from different walks of life, our past presidents, many of them are here today on this occasion. Thank you very much for joining us today in this holy place under the deity of Lord Jagannath, who is present here to bless us all, and we pray that he blesses us all our families. Thank you very much for joining us. As you are aware that our National Cost and Management Convention happens once a year, so this year it was felt that we should do it in the city of Bhubaneswar, which is very rich in its heritage, and so many wonderful professionals have been given by this city. As you have seen, the program has been divided into 4 sessions, which is covering from total cost management to financial shenanigans and direct tax and indirect taxes. I'm sure all of you will be enjoying the rich contents given by the different speakers who are coming from all over India to this holy place. I'm sure all of us will be benefited professionally by interacting among each other and by these sessions. I welcome you all, and I am sure that all of you will have a wonderful experience over here. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. May I now request the Vice President of the Institute, CMA TCA Srinivasa Prasad, sir, to please address the House.
Respected His Excellency, Honorable Governor of Odisha, respected CMA Pradeep Kumar Das, respected CMA Gagan Bihari Swain, respected our President of the Institute, Council colleagues at the Center, regions, and MC members from chapters, past presidents, officials of the Institute, distinguished guests, esteemed speakers, industry leaders, fellow members and professionals, all the participants who have joined us today, both in person and virtually. This is being telecast live throughout the world. Students, volunteers, press and media, ladies and gentlemen, namaskar, namaste, and good evening. It's a great honor to welcome you all to the inaugural session of our three-day convention on corporate excellence, CMA vision in the land of Lord Sri Jagannath. On behalf of the complete institute and the organizing committee, warm and sincere welcome is extended to each one of you. We specially thank His Excellency, the Governor of Odisha, for the august presence on this momentous occasion. Sir, మీ సాన్నిధ్యం మాకెంతో అపర ఆనందాన్ని ప్రసాదించింది. ఇక్కడ ఉన్న ప్రతి ఒక్కరి తరఫున మీ కరుణకు, ఆశీర్వాదాలకు హృదయపూర్వక ధన్యవాదాలు తెలుపుతాం. Sir, your presence amongst us has given us boundless joy, and on behalf of everyone present here, thanks once again for your kindness and blessings. The convention brings together some of the sharpest minds and most respected voices in the field of business, finance, and management. Over the next 3 days, we will engage in meaningful discussions, thought-provoking sessions, leaders speak session, all centered around a common goal, enhancing corporate performance through strategic cost and management practices. In today's competitive and rapidly evolving business environment, excellence is not anymore optional. It's a foundation of long-term success, and the path to excellence lies in visionary leadership, data-driven decision-making, and efficient resource management, use of technologies like AI and ML. That's where our role as cost and management professionals become pivotal, not just in optimizing cost, but in shaping strategy and sustaining value. This convention aims to explore emerging trends, innovative tools, and real-world case studies that demonstrate how organizations can elevate their performance while maintaining agility and accountability. We are privileged to have a distinguished line of speakers and panelists who will be sharing their expertise and experiences with us. We encourage each one of you to participate actively, connect with peers, and take full advantage of this unique opportunity to learn, reflect, network, and grow together with synergy. As we embark on these 3 days of professional dialogue and collaboration, let's commit to pushing the boundaries of our thinking and advancing the standards of excellence in everything we do. As we commence this session, let us keep our minds open and our curiosity live. Once again, a warm welcome to you all. Let's make this convention a milestone in our collective journey towards corporate excellence. At this juncture, let us all thank our family members for their unstinted support in all our endeavors, without which we will not be what we are today. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. The Institute's progress and vision are best reflected through the words of our President. May I now request CMA B.B. Nayak, sir, Honorable President of ICMAI, to deliver the presidential address.
Good evening. Namaskar. Honorable Chief Guest, Haribabu, Dr. Haribabu, popularly known as Haribabu, that entire southern India and in Odisha also. Institute is expressing gratitude and also proud getting you in this forum. When I met first time, inviting our Honorable Governor, I want to share that in my life, first time I have seen that he asked me various questions which was totally based on this profession and our organization structure, and I narrated in a very short period regarding our chapters, outside, inside, and chapter activity, and basic difference in between other profession. Sir, one thing I have left that day, just one sentence I will speak because we are very conscious, very particular regarding maintaining time, that we have allotted limited time. That theme we have kept here, Divya Drishti, CMA vision. CMA can see the transactions which cannot, or naturally, normally cannot see in the naked eye. It is just like the insight of Sanjay in Mahabharata. So it is a big topic. Sir, this was my end conversation with you that day, sir, that CMA can create value nowadays. Creating profit, it was also there, but now creating value, thinking of sustainability, contributing to the society. Sir, if you will see, here we are having more than 50 Director Finance of State PSU and Central PSU. They are leading in India. And we are lacking in our branding, sir. But majority Central PSU and State PSU in Odisha and in other states also, our CMAs, they are performing, their performance is totally outstanding. So, time is very short. If I am narrating the goodwill and performance of my profession, then it needs much time. So, I welcome on behalf of the institute all my professional colleagues and delegates that please you enjoy 2 days. 4 technical sessions are there, total cost management and perpetual cost management, taxation landscape in India, which is need of the hour, very contemporary topic, financial shenanigans, financial frauds, and application of AI, how to control financial shenanigans, fraud, which is the need of the hour, one of the slogan of the Niti Aayog, linking to Viksit Bharat 2047. We will have to eradicate fraud, manipulation, defalcation, embezzlement. That means the negative activities of manipulation of accounts or manipulation of transaction. Then finally, another very good topic is there, that recipe of financial reporting. Recipe of financial reporting, all you know that Index and different report and ESG reporting is there. So please, you enjoy and cooperate with very brilliant speakers throughout India. They will be there. Thank you very much. Jai Hind. Jai Jagannath.
Thank you so much, President Sir, for your inspirational leadership. Now we move to a key moment in today's program, the official release of the NCMAC 2025 Souvenir. May I request His Excellency Dr. Haribabu Kambampati Sir, Honorable Governor of Odisha, to kindly do the honors. I also request the CMD of IREDA and the Director of Finance of OPGC. Thank you so much. May I now request our esteemed guest of honor, CM Gagan Bihari Swai sir, to please address the House.
His Excellency, Chief Guest of this occasion, Honorable Governor of Odisha, Dr. Haribabu Kambanpati, Chief respected Guest of Honor, our senior professional, CMA Pradeep Kumar Das, President of Institute, Senior Vice President of Institute, Senior Council members present on the dais, our past presidents, and all my fellow colleagues of the Institute. I am really feeling privileged and getting pleasure to be part of this occasion. Every year we have NCMAC, we come back to a discussion convention to understand where we are and where to have the journey to excellence in our profession. And as President said now, the topics chosen this time for the deliberation in this NCMAC will definitely help us in building our profession more robust and meeting the challenges in days ahead. While the deliberations are kept in different subjects, I have a few pointers just to share so that all the participants and all the senior professionals present here can deliberate on that. Few of the pointers that what is the changing environment, what is happening in coming days, and how the global economies are changing. New technologies are coming, like AI, automation, and ERP, and all these tools are assisting our professions. How we can excel in using all these tools. We need to move from this traditional bookkeeping to be a tactical, strategical advisor to the government, to the corporate, and to society at large. That we need to think in every walks of our life. And then the trends are happening, what is happening, like deglobalization is happening, trade barriers are, fragmentation is happening. 2-3 decades before we were talking about globalization and free trade. Now the changes are happening. There is a restrictions imposed by USA and followed by other countries. And I'll give a few examples. I will not have much time. Just like it is not only the barriers or levies imposed by the different countries, it is coming in different forms. For example, I'll give in my sector, in the renewable energy sector, green hydrogen definition is different in different countries. So that the developing countries like India, it cannot export much of green hydrogen produced in India. So all this, when the changes are happening in this trade changes scenario, we need to equip how we will mitigate in these scenarios. Similarly, the other changes are happening in technology and innovation areas. There are cyber security to our databases is important. How? Because we are handling a lot of important information, particularly financial informations. New technologies of edge computing, quantum computing, all are evolving. And how we will make use of that in our operational activities. And nowadays, we are more concerned about sustainability and social disruptions, circular economy, climate adaptations, different technologies like adoption of water management systems, vertical farming, and AI-powered disaster response, and many more. And now we are more concerned about our human-centric disruptions also. Before, we were not so concerned about our health or the kind we are now personalized healthcare we are developing. There is a role of us in managing the healthcare cost and how to improve the healthcare activities. Now we are moving towards, earlier we were all reactive and we were taking the correct curative measures. Now it is a preventing and personalized healthcare is happening. And it is used in different genomics as well as the AI intervention in the medicine. So there our role is there, how we can equip to serve in our profession to these areas. Very interesting and very challenging areas involving is synthetic media. where the AI-based informations, videos are created and misinformations are also coming in different areas, how you can insulate our financial and our business from that, that is very important, and we need to be careful on that. So these disruptions are interconnected, influencing each other and collectively shaping the global landscape. Staying informed, adaptable is crucial for individuals as well as all organizations to navigate and leverage these challenges. So also it is for our CMA profession and our professional activities surely applicable for us. And while we're looking at what are the global economic changes are happening, which are the areas of contribution to the global economies and evolving days, few are like green energy and sustainability. I'll share one very interesting thing for our green energy contributions. There is a huge potential of wind energy in the country, more than the solar energy. So how to make the wind energy available at a cheaper cost is very important. And the evolving areas are manufacturing, agri-tech, food security, infrastructure development, and education. Those areas you need to look into. So to mitigate this at the national level as well as the state level, lots of efforts are happening. At India level, we are looking at the Atmanirbhar Bharat, where, for example, we are looking at by 2047, we will be energy independent. We'll have our country will have our own fully energy produced in the country. Same also for the Viksit Odisha, like our state also having a lot of plan how to grow from a developing state to developed state by 2036. The growth rate is also planned from the traditional 7% growth rate in the state. We are planning as a state at 8.5 to 9% to meet that. So we can easily contribute that rapid transformation required for any professions driven by technological innovations, regulations, and global economic and the disruptions. Yes, there are challenges. We need to mitigate that, and those challenges we need to take as an opportunity, not that a threat or any roadblock. So lastly, I wish the convention as a success, grand success, and hope this conference will foster meaningful dialogue, collaboration, and renewed purpose among all participants. Thank you once again. Bande Utkal Jani, Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, Gagan sir. May I now request our esteemed guest of honor, CMA Pradeep Kumar Das sir, to please address the House.
Jai Jagannath, Honorable Haribabu Garu, Governor of Odisha. Sir, I am addressing Haribabu Garu means in Eastern India, with all seniors we address as Babu. In Andhra we address as Garu. So I am having the privileged opportunity to share the dais with you. And continuously last 4 years, I am coming to this kind of programs. And I'm extremely happy to be part of this program this year. First time I'm seeing my brother, who is also a CMA family member, who is attending this program. Thank you, President, Vice President, and other dignitaries who are on the stage, and CMA family members, and friends from media, and other dignitaries. The theme is corporate excellence, Divya Drishti. What we'll be talking today, what we have done in the past. Do we really possess to call ourselves possessing the skill of Divya Drishti or not? I'll share a couple of datas. We are living today in the era of data and information. Any statement you give, if you are not having data, it is meaningless. So, more than 50% Fortune 500 company in which CMA presence is there. So more than 70% ascended to leadership positions. More than 30% raising demand in emerging market. That means, emerging means that is future. More than 1 lakh global recognition in 140 plus countries. 50% surge in demand in last 5 years. That speaks the kind of corporate excellence or Dibya Drishti, what we have possessed. Probably we have not branded well. We are living also in the era of communication. Branding doesn't mean having a false packaging. Branding means true reflection of what we deserve. From my accounting professionals, typically from controller, cost controller, process accountant, reporting analyst, compliance officer, now we have transitioned ourselves to strategic financial advisors, cross-function enablers, executive leader through data management, enterprise value partners. Anything you do, if your action doesn't translate to value, nobody is going to value you. So we have become enterprise value partners. If I share the data, again all the data of IMA data. When we talk about strategic financial advisors, more than 70% CMAs are there. Cross-function enablers, more than 71%. Executive leader through data driving decisions, more than 83%. Enterprise value partners, more than 90%. In our course, I think our pass mark is 50%. And none of the data, what I said, is having less than 70%. Then we deserve truly to claim ourselves real Dibya Drishti holders, a real Sanjay. I do not know Sanjay reflection will be a true sense and spirit, but Sanjay was the Dibya Drishti to a person who was not having vision physically. But here, we are Dibya Drishti to those who are having vision, but we are giving them a vision in a different manner, different sense, and different spirit, which enables them to transfer the value in quickest possible manner and most optimum manner. When you talk about corporate excellence, we have strategic financial marketing management, risk and compliance, and governance and performance. We are measured in these 4 or 5 parameters where we have proven our corporate excellence capability. Sir, whatever I told till now might be appearing to theory, and some of the data I have picked up from IMA, then what for I am here, that you could have seen from there also. What I have spoken, that we have proven in my organization, that is called Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency, IREDA. Most of you might not be knowing that, but this is the largest pure play green finance company in the country. When the whole globe is talking about climate transition, decarbonization, renewablization, our organization started working 38 years back, silently, the way our institute was working since 62 years silently. Time has come to come forward to share the responsibility, to share the sense of accountability and transparency in every sphere of life where we work. When I give my company's example, I'll give only 2-3 data points because it is not a forum to market or brand my company. We are almost in the top because last year we are evaluated as second highest value creator, wealth creator through market capitalization by leading business times, that is economic times. So it is not our analysis, it is their analysis. Normally, you look into a NBFC, you are a non-banking finance company, sole arm of Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. In any NBFC or project finance company, where it is a new technology, you always run through the challenges, like driving to an area or zone where your Google doesn't work. We take that kind of responsibility and we have played very sensibly those risks. How we have identified the risk and mitigated the risk, that has been reflected in last 38 years. Against the 38 years of contribution to the nation through financing to the tune of 1.38 lakh crores, our cumulative write-off is less than 215 crores, which is 0.1%, not even that. So that speaks the kind of competence, capability, and strength this organization has exhibited. And when I'm saying in last 5 years, I've just completed 5 years, and I'm grateful to Government of India. They have again extended my tenure till my superannuation. And if two broad parameters you see with a non-banking finance company, how your loan book grows. In last 5 years, our CAGR growth is 27%. Probably there is no company in the country is having that kind of thing here. Normally, at the end of the day, you look at the profitability. Our profit after tax is 49% CAGR growth. And it is a listed company. What I'm talking, it is available in the public domain, and I cannot take even a single word, incorrect figure here. If you look at corporate governance, people talk about government companies, governance issues. We are the benchmark in the country as far as quickest publication of the audited results. We just published that in just 15 days. First in the government company, first in any banking, non-banking space in this country. Forget about quarterly. Quarterly also we do fastest. Operational performance, we had around 179 employees 5 years back. 31st March, we had around 162 employees. That means 10% manpower reduction. And our book size has gone up 3.5 times, from 23,000 to 76,000 crore. Probably many research institutes are doing R&D, how it can happen with a lesser input, you are having so much of output. So, there is a talk, more is not always good. So we have proven that less is good. If you have qualitative input, less is always better than more. So mathematically I may be wrong, but in true sense and spirit we have proven it. People talk about women weakness, women empowerment. We have again proven that. So we're the only company in the country who is having 28.4% women representation in the workforce. I'll not talk about much that. Through this information only, I'm just giving an indication because I'm having a plenary session to talk again, and I'll not take time from His Excellency Governor Sir, because it is a pleasure to listen to him. He's an academician and he's in the government, governance, and having 2 states already as a governor. So we should have the privilege to listen to him. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai CMA, Jai Jagannath.
Thank you so much, sir, for that inspirational speech. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment we all have been waiting for. May I request everybody to kindly rise and offer a standing ovation as we welcome His Excellency, Honorable Governor of Odisha, to deliver the keynote address. Thank you.
CMA Vibhoti Bhushan Nayak, President, ICMAI and Chief Patron, NCMAC. Guest of Honor, CMA Pradeep Kumar Das, CMD IREDA. He has taken a lot of pain to explain how his organization progressed. I will give only one example. IREDA gave its shares to the public at a value of 36 rupees, which has gone up to 240 and now being quoted at 160, 170. That shows the performance. 32 rupees. Yeah, you have given for the IPO at 32 rupees. I think that shows the performance of the organization. And I am also connected with IREDA In the year 2017, 18, 19, I was the chairman of the Standing Committee on Energy, Parliamentary Standing Committee, wherein we used to meet all Chairman EREDA, Chairman PFC, Chairman REC, and all NTPC organizations. I hope at that time I had knowledge of knowing about the functioning of these organizations. EREDA financing the non-renewable energy projects. I think you have financed a lot of small hydro projects in Andhra Pradesh. At that time, the chairman was requesting me to see that the loan is being repaid because so many accounts have become NPS. I don't know what is the situation now. Yeah, you have recovered the mostly. It's nice. CMA Gagan Bihari is fine. Director Finance Odisha Power Generation Corporation Limited and CEO Odisha Coal and Power Limited. CMA TCS Srinivasa Prasad, Vice President ICMAI and Chairman NCMAC. CMA Manoj Kumar Anand, Council Member. CMA Vinay Ranjan P, Council Member. Dear CMAs, distinguished guests, participants, ladies and gentlemen, it is a privilege to address you all today at the inaugural session of the 62nd National Cost and Management Accounts Convention. I extend my heartfelt greetings to the Institute's leadership, the dedicated CMA professionals, and all participants who have gathered to explore the inspiring theme Divya Drishti, Corporate Excellence, CMA Vision. Rooted in our ancient wisdom, Divya Drishti evokes a vision that transcends the ordinary. It is the ability to see with clarity, anticipate with foresight, and act with purpose. As the great philosopher Plato once said, I quote, "We are twice armed if we fight with faith," unquote. As cost and management accountants, your role is more vital than ever as India marches towards a $5 trillion economy and the dream of Vikasit Bharat by 2047. The world is evolving at an unprecedented pace. From artificial intelligence to data analytics, technology is reshaping how businesses operate. Global dynamics and the call for sustainability demand professionals who can adapt and lead. Today, I want to highlight the evolving role of CMAs in a rapidly transforming business landscape where your expertise is not just valuable but indispensable. Businesses today are embracing advanced cost control techniques like activity-based costing and lean accounting. This shift has created a surging demand for CMAs in critical areas such as budgeting and forecasting. Your ability to provide precision in financial planning is shaping the way organizations optimize resources and drive efficiency. Moreover, as corporate responsibility takes center stage, CMAs are at the forefront of transformative practices. Your role in green finance, carbon footprint, accounting, and ESG performance assessment is pivotal. You are helping businesses align with sustainability goals, ensuring they thrive while contributing to a better planet. The power of technology is reshaping the profession. By leveraging big data, predictive analytics and automation, CMAs can unlock deeper insights into financial performance and risk assessment. These tools empower you to anticipate challenges, forecast with accuracy, and guide strategic decision making with unparalleled clarity. Many of you are also stepping into advisory roles, transitioning into consulting with remarkable impact. Your expertise in financial re-engineering is helping organizations adapt to dynamic market demands. I commend the efforts of the Institute of Cost Accountants of India for its unwavering commitment to excellence. With over 1 lakh qualified CMAs and 6 lakh students, you are the largest body of your kind globally. Your initiatives align with national priorities like Atmanirbhar Bharat and Make in India, fostering innovation and accountability. This convention is a testament to your dedication to address challenges, seize opportunities, and chart the path ahead. Odisha, with its thriving industries, progressive policies, and focus on education, is a powerhouse in India's growth story. I see immense potential for collaboration between ICMAI and Odisha's ecosystem. Together, you can drive cost competitiveness, support MSMEs, and enhance public sector efficiency. Your commitment to upskilling and innovation ensures that you remain at the forefront of the change, building a legacy of resilience and excellence for future generations. I congratulate ICMAI for hosting this convention in Bhubaneswar, Odisha. I hope the discussions held here spark ideas, foster collaboration, and pave the way for a brighter future. This convention is not just a professional gathering, but a celebration of knowledge, values, and shared aspirations. As Swami Vivekananda said, quote, "Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached," unquote. Let this be your mantra as you shape a prosperous and sustainable India. I wish the event and the deliberations a good run. I am also hopeful that the outcomes of this convention will add to the futuristic approach of the Institute in shaping a better tomorrow. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. Once again, may I request the audience to express our heartfelt gratitude with a standing ovation. Can we all stand and express our gratitude for the governor? Thank you, everyone. To formally convey our gratitude to all dignitaries, may I request CMA Viniranjan P. Sir, Council Member of ICMAI, to deliver the formal vote of thanks.
His Excellency, respected Kamambati Haribabu Garu, Governor of Odisha, and P.K. Das, CMD of IREDA, and CMA Swine Sir, OPGCL, and President Naik Sir, Vice President TCA Sir, and Council colleague Anand Sir, and past presidents, council colleagues, and members. Thanks for your presence. and making the inaugural session a successful one. Thanks to the Governor, sir, for his valuable time and setting the tone for our 2 days, next to 2 days sessions, CMA Vision. Divya Drushti's corporate. Then, welcome you all. I also take this opportunity to welcome you all for the power-packed sessions in the next 2 days. I also take the opportunity to thank Bhubaneswar chapter, AARC, and staff, and all the chapter representatives, and special thanks to Madhav sir for making this program a successful one. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I request everybody to kindly rise for the national anthem. Thank you so much. With that, we conclude the inaugural session of NCMAC 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall have the plenary session dot by 5:45. We shall start the plenary session at 5:45. We'll start the session by 5:45. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll start the plenary session by 5:45.
5:45.
Oh, Chairman. Aso.
Namaskar.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
CMA Ashwin Dalwadi,
CMA चित्तरंजन चट्टोपाध्याय,
CMA Subhashish Chakraborty.
This is Vinay Ranjan.
I am Rajesh Kumar Dwivedi.
I CMA Mukesh Agarwal.
This is Rakesh Kumar Jain. Ramesh Kumar Das. Baidyanath Maharana.
CMA Dr. Prasanna Kumar Ajay.
I am Amitav Mukherjee.
CMA Jatin Kumar.
I CMA Dr. Deva Prasanna Nandi. I am delighted to extend a warm invitation to you all professional colleagues, students and stakeholders.
My heartfelt greetings to all my professional colleagues.
We warmly invite all CMAs and others across the country to participate
43. Damo sir. ଡାକିଲ ଦାମ ସାର୍କୁ
ଦୁଇଥର ଡାକିଲା ମୁଁ ଡାକି ପାରିବିନି ଅଟକି ଗଲା ହଁ ଭାଇ ଯେ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟ ନେଉନି ତୁ କାହିଁ ତା ମୁଣ୍ଡ ଖରାପ କରୁଛୁ ତ ନିଜ ବୁଦ୍ଧିରେ ଯାହା ଅଛି କର
ଧୀରେ ଭାଇ ଅନ୍ ଅଛି କ'ଣ କେତେ ଥର କହିବି
इसमें ना ये जो मेरा एड्रेस है दैट विल शिफ्ट टू लास्ट
वोट ऑफ थैंक्स से पहले
हाँ वोट ऑफ थैंक्स के पहले
नो इश्यूज
बिकॉज ऑल आउटसाइडर्स लेट देम स्पीक फर्स्ट
श्योर
देन आई कैन स्पीक इन 2 minutes 3 minutes whatever time remains
ओके
पहले ही 10 मिनट कर दिया
Ladies and gentlemen, I request everybody to be seated. We shall start the plenary session right away. I request everybody to be seated. We shall start the plenary session right away.
I want to check you. Don't do that. Don't do that. Tell Tom what you put it. My কথা কোনো ভ্যালু নাই I am valueless man. ভাই হ্যাঁ I am valueless man. Do you think I am valueless man? You are offending one chairman of WSC. It is a central function. What do you think you? Huh? Central function. Either central council member or board member, any regional council member. No one should have entered. Already told the WSC chairman. আমি তো মমতা করে মুখ করবে
फेलिसिटेशन शुरू में ही होगा तो बोल देता हूँ।
এটা ভাই লাইট বন্ধ করো এটা
भाई लाइट बंद कर देती
এই লাইটটা বন্ধ করো I request everybody to be seated, please. Ladies and gentlemen, I request everybody to be seated to start the plenary session on Corporate Excellence CMA Vision. May I request the Secretary of the chapter of the Institute, Dr. D.P. Nandi, sir, please come on to the dais. I request CMA Partha S. Bhattacharya, Chairman of Peerless Group, to please come on to the dais. I request CMA Pawan Kumar, Chief Advisor Cost, Department of Expenditure, Ministry of Finance, to please come on to the dais. I request CMA Partha S. Bhattacharya, Chairman of Peerless Group, to please come on to the dais. I request CMA Pawan Kumar, Chief Advisor Cost, Department of Expenditure, Ministry of Finance, to please come on to the dais. I request CMA Pradeep Kumar Das, sir, Chairman and Managing Director of Ireda Limited.
यार की दवा जीवन रिपीट नहीं है
I request CMA Sarda Bhushan Mahanti, Director Finance and CMD in charge of IREL Limited, to please come on to the dais. Joshi sir. I request everybody to please be seated. I request everyone to please be seated. CMA Partha S. Bhattacharya, Chairman, Peerless Group, to please come on to the dais. CMA Pawan Kumar, Chief Advisor Cost, Department of Expenditure, sir, please come on to the dais. CMA Pradeep Kumar Das, sir, Chairman and Managing Director of Ireda Limited, sir, please come on to the dais. CMA Sharda Bhushan Mahanti, sir, CMD in charge of IREL Limited, sir, please come on to the dais. CMA Rajesh Kumar Dwivedi, sir, Director Finance of Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, please come on to the dais. CMA Neeraj Joshi, sir, Council Member of ICMAI, I request him to please come on to the dais. CMA Dr. D.P. Nandi, Secretary Officiating of ICMAI, please come on to the dais. I request everybody to please be seated. We shall start the plenary session. Requesting everyone to please be seated to start the plenary session. I request the Chairman of Bhubaneswar Chapter, CMA Ramesh Chandra Patra, to please occupy his seat on the dais. It's a sincere request to everybody in the auditorium, please be seated. I sincerely request everyone, please be seated. We shall start the plenary session. I request everyone to please sit down. Distinguished dignitaries, respected professionals and honored guests, a very good evening to all of you. I am CMA Avinash Kotni and it gives me immense pride to welcome you to the flagship plenary session of the 62nd National Cost and Management Accountants Convention, a gathering that doesn't just discuss change but defines it. The theme of this session is both profound and futuristic. Divya Drishti, Corporate Excellence, CMA Vision. Divya Drishti, a Sanskrit phrase, divine foresight, is not about mysticism. It is about clarity. It is about seeing beyond the obvious. And in today's business world, foresight is the new foreskin of leadership. Let us hear from the visionary leaders who have not only seen the future, but also helped us shape it, as we explore how CMA community can lead India's journey towards corporate excellence and conscience and conviction. With this, let us have a huge round of applause before we start the plenary session. I take the privilege of introducing you to the esteemed dignitaries of this session. Amongst us, we have CMA Partha S. Bhattacharya, Chairman of Peerless Group and former CMD of Coal India Limited. He is an FCMA and icon of CMA profession, currently serving as Chairman of Peerless Group. Joined Coal India as a management trainee in 1977, rose to become its chairman in 2006 and retired in February 2011. Post-retirement, he served Haldia Petrochemicals Limited as MD and Deepak Fertilizers and Petrochemicals Corporation as whole-time executive director. Apart from this, he has been on the board of several companies in India and abroad as non-executive director and independent director. Sir, it's an honor to have you with us. May I request CMA Sarath Behra, Vice Chairman of Bhubaneswar Chapter, to welcome CMA Partha S. Bhattacharya, sir. Can we have a huge round of applause? Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, amongst us we have CMA Pawan Kumar. He is the Chief Advisor Cost of Ministry of Finance. Shri Kumar is a 1992 batch officer of the Indian Cost Account Service under the Department of Expenditure, Ministry of Finance. Prior to assuming the charge, Shri Kumar was holding the charge of Additional Chief Advisor Cost. He played a pivotal role in development of web-based performance evaluation of CPSEs in the Department of Public Expenditure, Ministry of Finance. This initiative was conferred Gold Award in the e-governance category in 2022 by the leading think tank. So thank you so much for accepting the invitation. Huh? He's not there. Okay. We have with us CMA Sarda Bhushan Mahanti sir. He is the Director of Finance and CMD in charge of IREL India Limited. CMA Mahanti, an FCMA and LLB, is a strategic leader offering over 2 decades of multicultural experience in providing strategic advisory in terms of taxation and compliance across multiple business units, setting up the indirect tax functions and team right from scratch, dealing with FTP matters within turnaround time, minimizing litigations, smooth conduct of audit and support, availing benefits under industrial policy resolution with focus on cost savings. Sir, thank you so much for coming and accepting the invitation. I request CMA Soumya Ranjan Jena to welcome CMA Sarda Bhushan Mahanti sir. Thank you so much. Amongst us, we have CMA Rajesh Kumar Dwivedi, sir, Director Finance of BHEL. He is the Director Finance and CMA of BHEL. He is also the Chairman, Non-Executive of BHEL GE Gas Turbine Services Private Limited and Vice Chairman of Bharat Coal Gasification and Chemicals Limited. His rich and diverse experience of more than 32 years spans across business strategies, operational dynamics, and project execution. He has excelled in various roles encompassing treasury management, business proposal evaluation, budgeting, cost and management accounting. He is a distinguished fellow member of the Institute of Cost Accountants of India and also holds a master's degree in business administration. So thank you so much for accepting the invitation and coming here. I request CMA Saktidhar Singh, sir, former chairman of the Bhubaneswar chapter, to welcome CMA Rajesh Kumar Dwivedi, sir. Can we have a huge round of applause? Thank you so much. Now I request CMA Himoj Mishra, past chairman of the chapter, to welcome the council member of the institute, CMA Neeraj Joshi, sir. Can we have the applause coming, please? Thank you so much. I request CMA Vivek Prajapati to welcome our Secretary Officiating of the Institute of Cost Accountants of India, CMA Dr. Deepi Nandi. Can we have the applause, please? Thank you so much. Without much delay, I would like to request the Secretary Officiating of ICMAI, CMA Dr. Deepi Nandi, sir, to please give his welcome address for this plenary session.
Thank you, Avinash ji. We are overwhelmed with the participation of the members and students in this 62nd National Cost and Management Accountants Convention here in Bhubaneswar. Today we are having with us an eminent resource persons and our doyens of the institute, CMA Rajesh Kumar Dwivedi ji, CMA Saruda Bhushan Mohanty ji, CMA Pradeep Kumar Das ji, CMA Pawan Kumar ji, CMA Partho Saruthi Bhattacharya, CMA Neeraj Joshi and CMA Ramesh Chandra Patro. They are all from different corporate and having the highest level of achievements they are having. So we welcome all the eminent dignitaries here on the dais and the participants for this plenary session. So actually the vision is the art of seeing what is invisible to others. So CMAs, the cost and management accountants, by dint of their knowledge, they can see the unforeseen thing. So today, this VUCA world, we see the volatility, V for volatility, U for uncertainty. I will rather define it is an unrest. The unrest is going on all across the world, across the globe. We all know what is happening for the last few months. The complexity and the ambiguity. So during this VUCA world and this uncertainty, that pure vision, that vision should be, that is the Dibba Drishti that has been defined in this seminar conference. And it is really envisaged in a beautiful way. So that should be there with the CMAs, and they can make this world more beautiful with their vision. This corporate excellence refers to the state of outstanding performance and sustained success within an organization. It's about consistently achieving superior results, exceeding expectations, and maintaining a competitive edge over time. This involves not just one-time achievements, but an insistent process of improvement and adaptation. So with this corporate excellence during these uncertain times, uncertainty and unrest, our India, he can become more robust in their production system, in their service facilities, in order to make them more indigenous productions, so that they don't have to take the service of other countries, other nations, and they will become self-sufficient by 2047. That is the vision of India, that is the Vikshit Bharat vision. So hope with the deliberation of all our eminent faculties here, eminent resource persons here, will be enriched with how this corporate excellence will achieve through our vision towards achieving this Vikshit Bharat 2047 mission. So I welcome all the delegates for their deliberations. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Secretary Sir. Amongst us, we also have CMA Pawan Kumar, Chief Advisor of Cost, Ministry of Finance. Sir, thank you so much for coming. I request CMA Ramesh Chandra Patra Sir, Chairman of the chapter, to please welcome the Chief Advisor Cost, CMA Pawan Kumar Sir. Thank you. Now I request CMA Rajesh Kumar Dwivedi Sir, Director Finance of Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited. Sir, please address the House.
Good afternoon to all. Respected dignitaries on the dais, Bhattacharya Sahab, Mohanty Sahab, my brother whom I have worked for decades, Mr. Pradeep Kumar Das. I think first time we are sharing the dais with him. Otherwise we have been meeting very frequently. And Pawan Kumar Sahab, Neeraj Joshi Sahab, Dandi Sahab. Of the dais, I am able to see many of the past presidents whom I have been seeing since I was a student of Jaipur chapter. I belong to Jaipur chapter as a student also, and later I have served that chapter also in many capacities for many years. And a different way also. So I will talk little, as in my profile they have said there is a diverse experience. I really like diversity. So I worked also in a very diverse manner only. It will not be a very structured kind of, because they said that I have to address the dais. I don't think I am capable of addressing the gathering. They said that I have to address the gathering. I think it is difficult for me to address this august gathering. But yes, definitely I will share some of my experiences as I have moved in my professional life. And I think that should be the more apt, as I can see, that how I have moved as a professional, as a cost accountant. Of course, what we do in our official profiles, that is a very structured and very, very technical kind of a manner in which we work. So I come first that this is a national convention, 62nd. I have been associated with the national conventions since very beginning, since I was a student as a volunteer.
and I had an opportunity to host as a convener in 2008 National Convention in Jaipur. This National Convention normally is held once in 4 years in one region, and in Delhi, mostly it was decided that it would be held in Vigyan Bhavan only. That was the standard set. We requested that in Jaipur we want to host it. We were allowed. The expectations of the president and the institute that it was better than what it should have been in Delhi. So I think that is the definition of excellence. The theme we have kept here is the excellence. Now I can correlate that that was the excellence. That day I was not aware. And our late J.K. Puri Saab called me on the dais or the stage in the valedictory session, if some of you remember. Because that, if you remember that convention, because I was not having any idea till that time that what were the standards and all. Because excellence is to do something with the standards. Standards were not known to us in Jaipur, but the team Jaipur did so exceedingly well that everybody was appreciating, and people were not hardly recognizing the Jaipur people, but they were recognizing the Delhi and the council people. So he thought it very appropriate. He called me on the dais, on the stage, and introduced me that if whatever you people are feeling about that convention, if you want to see a person who was leading the team, he is the person who was leading the team. So when I was hearing in this inaugural session that what this excellence means, probably I can correlate now that that is the meaning of the excellence. As a team Jaipur, we could do better than what was expected. So today this excellence is also a theme very apt. Today we have to do better than what is expected for the country, for our respective companies. And I think the management accountants are competent enough, not only competent, more than that, because Divya Drashti, the divine sight, we can see beyond the formats, the substance, beyond the accounting, what is the substance in the data and what is the substance in the information, and what is the substance in the proposals what come to us. We see beyond that, and we deliver the value. We create the value. That is what I have been listening so far. So this is how we learn in our life. This is how we correlate with the results, with the standards. And I think same thing is to be adopted when we deliver in the boardrooms. Today, the management accountants are commanding the boardrooms. We have many chief executives, CEOs or CMDs. One live example is Mr. Pradeep Das, who is sitting among us. He is CMD. He is not a finance person, director of finance. He has been the director of finance in another company prior to this, and now he is sitting in the CEO's role. That is how, wherever I talk that CEOs, while they are steering the companies, the finance people are the co-pilots. The director of finances, the CFOs are the co-pilots. On every step, we give them the guidance, we give them the directions, and they steer the companies. So the position of the CFOs, the management accountants, is no way less than a CEO. Only thing that there are certain division of the duties, not the competencies. There are certain administrative issues which are to be dealt by the CEOs only. So in the nutshell, the values are to be created, these values are to be seen, and management accountants are very well equipped to deliver the values. We need not to see in retrospect, we have to see in future. Whatever has been done, so many roles have been taken by the technology, but still, every day, the focus is coming on manufacturing, on industry. Today, by Viksit Bharat, by giving the narrative of Viksit Bharat by 2047, the main core strength is being looked upon from the manufacturing sector. And in manufacturing sector, I think management accountants are having a biggest role to play because we work from shop floor to the boardrooms. So our role is much, much more than any of other professionals in manufacturing sector. So no way we are having a lesser kind of an opportunity in this current scenario. Now, how to deliver the roles practically? Theoretically, we have, as in before session, so many things are available. Today, the knowledge availability is not an issue at all. We can Google and in a second, and we can have whatever we want. But practically, we want to know how to implement all those aspects, all those things. I can share from my own experience because I think that should be the way. Theoretically, if I take some material from somewhere and I deliver here, it is the easiest thing. But that I don't want to do. What I want to do that I work for Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited since 1992. More than 33 years I have worked for that. And I have moved in various verticals of the company. This company's core strength is highly technological machines manufacturing. And of late, it has entered into the EPC contracts, where right from the designing to commissioning, we are doing the power plants. And in today also, till now also, this company is commanding the majority of the power generated in India. Almost 55% of the power generated is from the BHL sets. And the PLF, which is the efficiency of these plants, is the highest in the country of the plants made by this company. So I worked almost in all verticals, and there I found that whatever I learned from this CMA course and the CMA Institute, it is really applicable in all these verticals. How it is applicable? Let me share with that we have to work out for seeing new possibilities. We cannot move in the silos. We have to have a collaborative approach. We have to have the part of the operations. We cannot work in a different silo that we are a finance people, we do not know about the operations. We are only compliance managers, we can produce data, we can understand data only. We have to understand operations also. That is how our members have reached to the CEO's level and CMD's level, because they have become part of the operations. The moment we become part of the operations, the implementation of our insights become impactful the moment we become part of the operations. That is how I say that today the CEOs, while they are making their plans and they are executing, but the implementation and the results of the implementation and the impacts of those decisions are really seen by the CFOs, by the management accountants. What impact it will have. So we are commanding the boardrooms, right from the shop floor to the boardrooms, while becoming part of the operations, not otherwise, and having a collaborative approach. Of course, tools and techniques, whatever we have learned are good enough. There is no dearth of the knowledge in our management accounting concepts. Only thing that approach needs to be changed. That is one aspect. Another aspect is that we have to see in future. We cannot just take decisions based on the past data, because every day the environment is getting changed. Right from the geopolitical disruptions, technological disruptions, so many things are there. So every day we have to take a new decision in a new perspective. Many of our finance people are not liked by the operations people because we go on repeating the past data. Past data can give a guidance provided the world is static. Today world is not static. My predecessor was telling it is a VUCA world. So in VUCA world, the static data cannot work at all. We have to look into the future, and then we have to shape up the policies. We have to shape up the strategies. And this is how we can see that the organizations are changing. In last 1.5 years duration, the company in which I work, the market capitalization has gone more than 3 times. It had touched 4.5 times also. But now it is 3.5 times or so. How? Because we had shaped up the revenue propositions, how the revenues are to be generated. Because when we say that 2047 Viksit Bharat is there, the concept is there. So a lot of work is there everywhere. Immediately government came with 80 gigawatt power plants they want to add in thermal capacity. But we have to have a pricing strategy. Again, we cannot go by the past data. Past data was something else. Then we devised a mechanism where we look into the prospective arena, how the project, because any power plant will not come less than 10 to 15 years. Today, country cannot wait for 10 to 15 years. So the projects are to be delivered within 4 to 5 years. For that, the cost structure will be totally different. It will not remain the same what it was. So we devised a cost structure, cost mechanism, and to policy makers it was very difficult to convince them because the past data was telling something else. It took us and the management accountants, our people who have been dealing with the costing data. They took so many different proposals, different combinations, and finally we could convince. And today the pricing is different from the earlier times. That is the shaping up of the companies. The strategical decisions were taken. If we don't do that kind of a analysis and that kind of a convincing strategy, then whatever orders you book, if it is turning into the loss, then value creation is not taking place. Rather, we are value destined. So all these things practically I am correlating with the business and how the revenues are shaped up, how the policies are shaped up, how the values are protected, created, and we can avoid the value destruction. And management accountants are very, very appropriate professional for all these things. Then expenditure side also, we have to have the procurement strategies. Again, looking into the prospective arena. If revenue and major material costs through procurement, it is taken care. The third thing is the only labor cost or the manpower cost. That is more or less in today's arena, in Indian context, it is fixed only. Only a small portion is the variable cost in the labor. This is how 2-3 things I have explained. If you look into any kind of a proposition, any kind of a possibility, then these 3 things are taken care, then you are the real value creators and you can add value to your organizations. And I think all of my colleagues, all of my fellow professionals, they understand other things, but only we fall short of how to apply. The question comes wherever I meet, how to apply. Then we have to, again, I repeat that we have to have a collaborative approach. We have to see new possibilities. We have to look into the future only. So that whatever policy changes, whatever strategic changes we suggest are accepted and be part of the operations. These are the few words which I can share with. And apart from this professional things, with respect to the institute, as I said that I was a student of the Jaipur chapter. Later on, I moved in BHL only. I was associated with the foundation of the Jhansi chapter also. I am proud to say that so many people are there who were council members. Mr. Mahesh Shah was one of the council members that time, and Anand Shah was also there in NIRC. These people went to Jhansi, entire central council and entire northern NIRC. Both the councils visited Jhansi and they started the Jhansi chapter. I was the founder, one of the founders at that time, and many of the students today have reached to a level of DGM, senior managers of that chapter only. And Jhansi, if you know, was a very backward area. And many of the students are working in BHL in the capacity of senior manager and DGMs. So that is the contribution our institute has. As Mr. Das was mentioning that our institute is 62 years old and all that. But there are certain things which still we need to do. We have to see the competence and the possibility of the expansion of the institute activities. That time also a question came that in Jhansi, chapter cannot be established. I request to the council from this opportunity that these norms should be changed. For establishing a chapter or establishing a facility where it is required, the criteria should be the requirement, not that how many members are there or not. So we have to have a prospective kind of a approach while expanding this institute also. And since there is a requirement, I have narrated that Viksit Bharat 2047, there will be lot of need of management accountants. I think we as a council, as an institute, we should look into how we can expand this institute. I have given one small example at Jhansi and it has worked. It can work anywhere. If it has worked there, it can work anywhere. Only we have to have the approach and right proposition to start this. I think with this, I stop here itself so that we can listen to the other speakers. Thank you very much, and thank you organizers to calling me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rajesh Dwivedi, sir. May I now request the Director of Finance and CMD in charge of IREL India Limited, CMS Sarda Bhushan Mahanti, sir. So please address the House.
Good evening to one and all. Esteemed dignitaries on the dais. Chief Advisor Cost Sri Pawan Kumar ji. Sir, we have met already in IREL and we have spent quite a good time with you at IREL while during your last visit. Respected Partha Bhattacharya ji, Sri Pradeep Kumar ji, Rajesh Kumar Dwivedi ji, for your insightful talk. Then Sri Neeraj Joshi ji, and of the dais, all my seniors, my colleagues, and my mates who started while doing our ICWA that time, when we started with Cuttack chapter. Some of my friends are also sitting over here. Okay. During those days, I remember our professor B.C. Parida used to say, there is a saying, what is says, "Lakhon mein ek." But he used to say, "Do lakhon mein ek." So you all would-be cost accountants, you will be "Do lakhon mein ek." So from that note, I would like to start. The subject taken for today is the Dibya Drishti. That means who can see beyond the horizon, who can see a cat in a dark house, or who can connect the dots, and who can not only predict the future, we can also make himself prepare as on date. How to face the world, the VUCA world, at a later point of time. For all these, actually, if you see the vision of our institute, that talks about that. So Dibya Drishti is something which will bring the excellence, not only excellence, you have to introspect and see in yourself. Like in a jungle, what happens? Which is the most powerful animal? That is the lion. Lion is the king. But at the same time, which is the fastest animal? That is cheetah. Who is the tallest animal? That is a zebra. Who is the most intelligent? Jackal. But then why the lion is the king? Because he thinks that he is the king. So that way, it is all attitude, your mind, your Dibya Drishti, all these things bring you to the forefront. I will start with a little bit of this thing because the world is changing and the world is changing not like earlier days, it is changing very fast. So now you all of us know actually how the country is all poised for this Viksit Bharat. So for that, this 5 nectar principle what our Honorable Prime Minister has said, in that the increasing the consumption of the non-fossil fuel energy to 500 gigawatt by 2030, then meeting 50% of the energy requirement from the renewable energy sources by 2030 again, reduction of total projected carbon emission by 1 million ton by 2030, and decreasing the carbon intensity of the economy by 45%. And by that way, achieving this net zero by 2070. All these are made a promise. Like in a ad, it talks about whatever coal gets sold. That means it's a, when this Coca-Cola says whatever coal gets sold, that means they make a promise. Because wherever the Coca-Cola will be sold, that will be sold cold. So that kind of promise when we are making this nectar principle, that means we are making some principles, some promises, how to achieve it. Then how will achieve this net zero concept? Through excellence. So reducing different modalities, innovations, technological breakthroughs, all these things we have to bring it. But how we will bring it? To bring all these, we need to have our lesser carbon footprint. For that, you need your critical minerals, which we are talking about nowadays, which is very, very prime for the country, not only for us, world over. Everybody is looking at China plus one. So why they are looking for China plus one? And India's role is, India is having the position of this rare earth up to the 5th largest deposit we are having. So on that front, everybody is looking at us. And at this forefront, this National Critical Mineral Mission has already been set. There is 34,000 crore money has already been allocated. So for that purpose, what you have to do, how these critical minerals are to be exploited and our country can be made self-sufficient. So considering all these things, why I am saying this narrative is, this is all good for our profession. You see, our profession is the largest in the world. Largest profession in the world, and almost 1 lakh qualified CMAs are there in the globe, and at the same time around 4,500 are practicing members are there. So on this front, our challenges are still ahead, because we have to see that not only we have to make ourselves competitive in this world, but also we have to see much ahead of others. Like when China and India have started the game at the same time, China is much ahead of us, while we are just missed the bus, because we are lost somewhere thinking about how to get all these activities, to joining the dots. At the same time, Divya Drishti was there, but at the same time, how to make all these dots connected so that we'll ultimately achieve our goal. So by that way, what happens, our country is having ample minerals, resources, and with the GDP growth, currently mining sector is growing at a 2.5% growth rate. But to achieve all these things and make India self-reliant, for that what we have to do is, technological breakthrough is most important. We are having in the value chain of the rare earth, as well as our IREL is manufacturing illuminate, rutile, zircon, and those things are all tongue twisters, but these are all niche metals used in everybody's life. Like we are saying, Intel is inside. So similarly, if you find everywhere, so little bit of rare earth is available everywhere. You will find titanium, which is the strength to weight ratio, that is too high. So considering all these, so the value chain has to be developed and the ecosystem has to be developed, and in developing all these, the cost accountants' roles are very, very important, prime important. So if you see, the country is currently importing around 4 lakh ton of pigments. So importing titanium dioxide for the pigment industries, what happens, China is all dumping this material to the country. So in the country, we are manufacturing around maximum 1 lakh ton of pigment, TiO2, titanium dioxide. So in that way, what happens, because of the anti-dumping duty is not available, they are dumping the material in India, domestic manufacturers are not able to compete with them. So for that purpose, what is required is how to make our country, our companies more cost competitive is required, the role of the cost accountants. There it comes. Similarly, if you see in the rare earth value chain, we are going up to the level of the oxides. So beyond oxides, when you have to make metals, then alloys, then you have to go for magnets. So because the magnets are required for your all wind power mills as well as your EVs, all these are prime requirement. Very recently, China has stopped supplying magnets to India. So Indian EV industry is going to suffer. So by that way, what happens, the EVs are the substitute for your power consumptions. So to reduce our carbon footprint, EVs industries to grow. So to grow, the growth of EVs can only happen if we can get magnets, sufficient number of magnets. So how we will get the magnets? We have to look for the innovation and innovation through the breakthrough and technology. So those things all are required in this geopolitical situation and economical backdrop. I will bring our cost accountant's role. So if you see the cost accountant roles, particularly strategic cost leadership. So for one industry, you have to be cost competitive, that is a must. So everybody is doing the cost cutting and other things. But how you can make your product more smartly, you can push your product into the market, you can create your separate niche, and how you can add value to your product. So all these through the cost accountant, it can be done. And at the same time, make or buy decisions, all these are through the cost accountant can be taken up. At the same time, cost transparency and resilience, that is the role of the cost accountants. Presently, if you see the internal audit segment, there the cost accountant role is very, very vital, because if you see the internal financial control mechanism, so there the cost accountant course pattern is such a way it has been developed. Not only you have to see the commercial aspect of the things, it gives you the business perspective. So by that way, what you can do is you can reduce the cost, at the same time you can make your product competitive. So then the policy advocacy. I will give one example. When my background is little bit, I worked in private sector companies as well as in PSUs, and it is a mix of both PSU and private sector companies. So while I was working in some of the private companies where the power was supplied to the SEZ units. So power is a commodity, it's a goods. So when power is supplied, the inputs, it suffers input tax credits, input tax. So since input tax, it has suffered input tax, so which is inbuilt into the cost, when it is supplied to the SEZ, it is exported. So on that basis, the fixation of brand rate of duty drawback was one of the such things which was innovative, and it was a path-breaking initiative. By that way, what was happened is, whatever the cost was there, around 30 paise was get as a drawback benefit to the unit. So these kind of things are thought of, and when the cost accountants, who are the masters in the indirect tax at present, they can thought of those kind of innovative ideas and bring, so that the industries can get this benefit. So not only this, the cost accountants are, like earlier it was said, you need not have to look into only the financial part. So you are also you have to look into the technical aspects. You need not have to be looking into the accounting part alone. We have to see how the business can get success. So only putting a spoke and not giving the clearance for different files while conquering the financial authorities, that creates heartburning for other technical people. But that is not the correct thing, because when the financial aspects are checked by a financial manager, he will be looking into the business perspective. So if the business perspective is properly set, the organization can excel. So in my view, a cost accountant's role is far beyond finance and technical things also. Like in the HR perspective also, cost accountants' roles are very, very vital. And similarly, lot of decision-making aspects are all the cost accountants are involved in that. So as it was earlier, it was said, the boardroom is filled with a lot of financial, like director of finance in the boardroom. So they take most of the decisions based on these, not only the technical things, as a business perspective as a whole. So with this note, I will urge that the profession will grow, and with the cost accountants evolved from traditional cost accountants to the strategic advisors and value creators. Their multidimensional expertise is critical for the India's journey to becoming the 5 trillion nation very recently. And the era of global economic realignment, Viksit Bharat needs visionary cost professionals more than ever. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sharada Bhushan Mahanti, sir. May I now request the Chairman and Managing Director of IREDA Limited, CMA Pradeep Kumar Das, sir, to please address.
Jai Jagannath. Very good evening to all again, and all the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. I'm not taking any name now because you are already probably running behind time. I do not know how much time is assigned to each member. I was asking with curiosity to Dwivediji. He said, till we finish, the session will be on. I have a very small presentation because in the first session when I spoke about a lot of data, so it is better that I give a presentation and all. Except my institute's program, I do not give any presentation anywhere. I speak whatever I know from directly. But since we are a professional body, and whenever what we are talking, and if you give some information, data will be available. You can cross-check and cross-question in the time to come. Again, I think certain things will be repetition. The first session, probably it was a teller. Now it will be main show. Little bit more in detail. Now when I said that we have more than 50% in Fortune 500 company. Why we are talking about Fortune 500 company? They have become Fortune 500 because of their competency, capability, and the society has acknowledged them. And if we are representing more than 50% of our professionals there, that means we have the real talent. And if more than 70% has reached to the leadership positions, that again a significant contribution they are doing through their professionalism, which they have earned silently for last 62 years. We cannot live with the past, we have to live with the present. When you talk about emerging, which are emerging, that is the future. If more than 34% in the emerging area, like renewable energy, we talk about that, it's the very first emerging area. Whole globe is talking about that. Already our co-panelist has spoken about 500 gigawatt of renewable non-fossil fuel. Out of that, 485 gigawatt is renewable energy, on which my company is working. One of the torchbearer in the nation and steering the sector, that way I can say. Because nobody is having that kind of expertise and experience what our organization having with respect to renewable energy implementation in the country. Through financing, through handholding, for policy formulation. Being almost for 27 years as the sole arm of a Plenary, since last 12 years, another entity has come into existence that is in the name of SECI, Solar Energy Corporation. But as far as financing is concerned, even today we are the sole arm. If you look at the Ministry of Power, you have multiple arms in the name of PFC and REC. But in renewable MNRE, we have only one. And anything you do, we are living in an era of globalization. At global level, if you have your presence of more than 1 lakh members, so that speaks the volume of competence and capability of our professionals globally. And we all know that we are the fastest growing economy in the world. Last almost 11 years, the economy is growing in a jet speed. And last 5 years, more than 50% of our professionals is having the demand in the market. So despite being 62 years, why last 5 years? What we did 55 years, 57 years? Perhaps we have to introspect. And if you see the transition what we have received, what we used to do, go to the next slide. Yeah. We started as cost accountants, and it took quite a long year to change the name of the institute, management accountant, because we manage cost better than others. And when you are living in a global competitive world, any product you sell, you will find cutthroat competition. So selling price is not in your hand, that is in the hand of many. But when you talk about cost, that is your internal thing. You can manage yourself. If you just shift for a while and connect to your own personality, when you are mingling with 10 persons, if you want to change 9 persons, it's very difficult. If you want to change yourself, you can do, because you have full control. So as a cost and management accountant, we have the full authority of managing our cost, of the product, of the services, of the value what we create. So from a cost controller, we shifted to a strategic financial advisor. So this transition has enabled us that kind of surge in the market with respect to the demand of the CMS. From a typical process accountant, we shifted from to cross-functional enablers. Already Mr. Dwivedi was touching that we need not work in silos. Nobody can survive, even individually, forget about as an organization, if we are working in silos. We are living, again I'll repeat, in the era of LPG, liberalization, privatization, and globalization. You need to open yourself, have a collaborative approach, work with cross-functional responsibility. When you say organization or a company, if you to be very precise, it's company means group. So group of persons, group of divisions, group of departments. So you need to integrate yourself, collaborate and work cohesively to get not only best out of you, to get best out of your team. And that is ultimately the team who can extract best out of each members, they are the winner. From a reporting analyst, we transition to executive leaders. Normally, if you are in a job, when you start your career, you are placed in a cost department. I had the fortune of working only 15 days in my career in a cost department, in my initial days of my career. And I could understand and realize that only working in cost department is not going to serve. I need to go and work in multiple departments. Not only I had the fortune to work in multiple departments, I also worked in multiple organizations, multiple locations. And I'm very fortunate that way, and I think the Supreme Power has been too kind, and all my elders and family members were quite supportive, which I could do by locating myself in almost 8-9 states, at least 12 to 13 locations. So that speaks, despite working in private and government, I had to undergo challenging times. Typically, we as human beings do not like to change. If you are occupying a seat in our office or even classrooms, every day we'll go and like to occupy the same seat. One of our IIM professor, he said once, he is IITian and IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Mumbai, and he said whenever he goes to IIM Ahmedabad, he goes to and have a look at the hostel room where he was staying. So that is a typical human inertia that we stick to our original and we do not generally try to change. But those who adapt change and adapt themselves to various situations and circumstances, they only can get better exposure and they can build up the capability within themselves as well as enable the capability building among the team members through various exposures by moving different locations, different organizations, different functions. From simple a compliance-oriented approach, we shifted to enterprise value creators. But whatever we do, ultimately our organization or our action should translate into the value. So today the CMS drive corporate excellency through various strategic manner, be it strategic financial management, be it financial forecasting, budgeting, or cost optimization, which is a routine ritual work we used to do in beginning of your career. Whenever you, even in your internship time also, if you go to join any of the organization, they will give you this kind of work. From there, we have shifted to operational excellence like process optimization. Normally, any organization, when it becomes old, lot of processes, legacy processes emerges. And by nature, we generally tend to continue with that and we do not look into it. When I'll talk about at the end about my organization, how we have adopted zero-based budgeting concept into zero-based processing. Each and every process we question that why this process should be there. If this process is not there, what is going to happen? And we could reach to fair amount of process redundancy, which we have accumulated through legacy process of 33 years. And that brought in a fair amount of effective utilization of our human resource and optimizing the human capital in most effective manner, which resulted 3.5x of output with 0.9x of input. That I'll talk about in the last slide about the organization. Then we play a critical role in risk and compliance, be it risk identification, internal control system, or regulatory compliances. Last, it is not exactly last, I have brought into only broad parameters, corporate governance and performance. We are considered to be the champion of corporate governance in the industry. I do not know why, whenever any comparison is made with 3 C's, when I'm talking of 3 C's, that is cost accountant, chartered accountant, and company secretary, I don't think we need to compete with anybody. We can complement each other and create a synergy in the society, in the eyes of government, in the eyes of industrialists, that we have our separate role, we have a different role, and we are here to complement each other. And I believe personally, if we can create that kind of culture of complementing each other in these 3 C's institutes, we can achieve to a better objective in most strategic manner. I was talking about zero-based budgeting. Certain case only I have referred, what I have talked in theory, those are already happened in many organizations. If you look at the case study 1, that is zero-based budgeting implemented, that is in the Unilever, one of the top-notch MNC. I'll not take much time, I'm only touching it so that you can Google out and see this. So again, if you look at driving profitability and margin through operational excellence at Tata Steel. Okay. See how the steps taken to unlock the value with respect to EBITDA, TQM, and digitization. We have another, only 3-4 cases I have brought in here. We are talking about internal control. If you look at the case study of strengthening with COSO framework at Wipro, all these things will be available in their website. Only I am giving a glimpse so that you can go and you can Google it out. And General Electric is I think one of the global conglomerate. Inadequate accounting governance leading to performance failure. So one, we have seen success, and where there is a gap, how the failure is there. Now, when we talk about all these case studies, I'll talk about our professionals. I have again taken only few, my apology, whom I have not considered here. If I give all, then probably not only today's session, tomorrow session again I have to take. Sanjay Srivastav, Chief Business Finance and Reporting of Tata Steel. Mr. Binit Ajit Tardesai, ex-CFO. CM Dinesh Saraf, ex-CMD ONGC. CM Amitabh Mukherjee, probably he was supposed to come and he could not come today, CMD NMDC. CV Ananda Krishnan, Chairman and Managing Director of recognized with ASSOCHAM, Corporate Governance Excellence. And Mr. Sanjay Upadhyay, CFO, awarded by ICI again. I have not taken the name of the dignitaries who were on the dais, probably Mr. Parth Bhattacharya. He is an icon to follow in this fraternity or profession. I am first time getting the opportunity to sit beside you, sir. And I used to see your few of the sharings in the PSU board WhatsApp group sometimes. It's a very widely read and practically exhibited his experience. I think you have also authored many books. One. Now, let us come to IREDA. Whatever I have spoken, how we have implemented here. 5 years back, it was just 33-year-old organization. Now it is 38-year-old organization. I have spoken in the morning that when I joined the company, it was 179 employees. We used to have annual financing to the tune of 7,000 to 8,000 crore. And a loan book of 22 to 23,000 crore. Now our annual financing is around 30,000 crore. Last year we have done almost 25 to 30,000 crore. And 8,000 crore what we used to do in a quarter, in a year, on an average if you take, it is happening in a year, in a quarter. And if you look at the manpower, from 179, March 25 data, it was 172. So percentage of manpower reduction in a non-banking finance company, our only resource is human resource. Apart from that, our resource is our culture, our policy, our system, and our procedures. Those are, you are the creator. Be it CMA, be it engineer, be it CA, CS, etc. and all. They only design the policy, they only design the system, they only design the procedures and all. But real physical terms, if you see, you can only see the human resource. Now from 179, we came down to 162, almost 10% reduction. From 23,000, we have gone to 76,000 crore, 3.5x. And our net NPA was 7.18, because in any NBFC or banking, you have to see what is the NPA. You can have huge profit, but if your recovery is not happening, doesn't make any sense. From 7.18 of net NPA, we have come down to 0.99 last year, and now it is 1.45 something. See, NPA can be reduced in another manner also. You go and settle, go for a haircut. We didn't do that. 98 to 99% of our recoveries are with principal or principal of cost of funds or principal or simple interest. More than 90% is principal and simple interest. So reduction in NPA, reduction in manpower, enhancement of 3.5x of loan book, and some of the most important thing what we have done, we have completely transformed our business practice into digital mode. Our current business center, that we call it IREDA Business Center, IBC, of course IBC has a different meaning in case of a lending business. So it is not that IBC, it is IREDA Business Center. It is a zero paper office. It is very difficult to believe, even if you believe also very difficult to digest, a government organization can have a zero paper office. Yes, we have. And it is near to zero visitor office. This is what we have learned during my roadshow visits to many of the developed economies, be it Singapore, London, New York, even Abu Dhabi, Dubai, etc. and all. Most of the places we found, they don't have paper in their office. Even they don't allow you to go inside. And even if they allow also, first they will take your passport and all other documents what you are carrying, that kind of thing. You are not allowed. But whereas in India, when any guest comes, foreigner comes, we feel pride in taking them to even to our kitchen without any requirement. Because we believe in Atithi Devo Bhava. And I also practice Devo Bhava. But let the Atithi be Atithi only. Let the Atithi be wanted Atithi, not unwanted guest. See, when we had COVID time, we had to work from home. And that COVID time taught us a lesson how we can work from where. Why home? If you can work from home, you can work from everywhere. And today, our business team, they can work from anywhere. If we decide to overnight shift our office from Delhi to Jhumri Dalaya, no criticism to the name of the place. I'm giving in a sense that any underdeveloped place, we can shift overnight our office to that without disrupting our activity. Perhaps that kind of vision the Government of India has mandated to us. Honorable Prime Minister has mandated to us. Unless you have a digitization, unless you have data integration, unless you have accountability, transparency, and fairness, and complete transparency in your approach to do the business, you cannot achieve such kind of things. And in our organization, whether it is a cost accountant, chartered accountant, or company secretary, or engineer, or MBA, and we have MBA from top-notch institute like IIM, IIT, Javier's, etc. and all. Top-notch law institutes campus, we go for it. And lateral entry we do from top-notch corporate giants or conglomerates of India. But while working, we do not have typical hierarchical approach of working. And the kind of mindset what it used to be, that साहब मैंने तो उनको बोल दिया, मैंने तो उधर भेज दिया. What does it mean? We are not a courier agent that मैंने उसको बोल दिया, मैंने वहाँ भेज दिया. We have a concept and culture. If the person is initiating a proposal, till the proposal is implemented, that means note sheet is getting approved by the competent authority. These are typical government words. It is the responsibility of the official who has initiated the note. It is the responsibility of the entire chain of officer in between. So those are the gone days that any of our officer will tell, Sir, I have already initiated a note. I have already sent. See, you have initiated a note. What is the purpose? Your purpose is to get the note approval. So what we learn from this, that anything you do, you have to define the intent and purpose. We are conducting this kind of national convention. I am little critical whenever I attend this kind of program. We should define what is the purpose. We should define whom we will invite. And again, behind the invitation, we should define the purpose. And then we should do our self-assessment, whether we have achieved our purpose or not. We may achieve, may not achieve. But at least if we attempt for 10, at least 1 or 2 we can achieve. Once we start keeping records of those things, time will come, we can achieve 10 out of 10 also. That is the way our organization has transitioned. Just think about in 33-year-old existence, our book size was only 22,000. And in just 5 years, we have added 45,000 with a lesser manpower. People say the renewable is growing in recently. It is not that. Renewable in India is growing since last 11 years. With the new Prime Minister coming into center, renewable is growing since 11 years. But do we have grown? Being the leader in this industry, we considered mother organization for renewable energy development through financing and policy making in the country. Why you have grown in 5 years? Why we have already lost opportunity of 6 years. So whenever many analysts ask us that no, your growth is quite unconventional. I said no, it is rather we should have done much more than what we have achieved till now. If in 11 years, solar has grown 38 times and we have grown 3.5 times loan book in 5 years, then we have grown lesser than what the country has grown. If we are the leader, then we have to prove that way. And similarly, any professional, be it CMA or XYZ, whenever you do a relative comparison and all, you see what is happening globally, what is happening nationally, what is happening across industry, what is happening within an organization. Then you assess yourself how you are contributing, what is your performance within that. We typically do the project appraisal. In our company, we focus on 2 things, project appraisal and employee appraisal. Like Y is function of X. If you do well your employee appraisals, your project appraisal will be perfect. We did not have an automated system of employee appraisal. We established that only last year. And now we are trying to bring in Gen AI into project appraisal and also employee appraisal. Probably maybe 1 year or couple of years down the line, the employee who is coming to the office will know in the morning itself what for he or she is coming to office. By the time he or she is leaving the office, they will know what for they came, whether they have achieved that or not. That kind of system we are going to build in. Then no leader will be required. The system will work automatically. Then AI will come into play. But having said this, no AI can replace human intelligence. Because ultimately the human intelligence or our kind of professionals are going to play a key role in designing that AI. Because once you set the command to the machine or the system, your AI is going to work. But we are living in a dynamic world where things are constantly changing and changing very fast. And if we do not change ourselves, do not adopt and adapt to the changes, what is happening around us, we cannot respond. Recently, I'll talk about another 1 or 2 minutes. I do not know whether I am exceeded at the time or not. See, I have already talked about 27% CAGR and cumulative write-up and all. I have already spoken in my first session about governance and compliance of RBI and SEBI. We are considered as one of the benchmark in NBFC space by RBI to other NBFCs. And no more of IREDA. Now let us come back to the geopolitical conditions, what was happening. And many people are talking about so many things and all. Though I am not that competent to talk about that, many people talk that why we did not do at least a day or more. As a cost accountant, just try to analyze it. With 1 day of impact, how much of cost has been incurred? If you go for another couple of days, how much cost we are going to incur? And against whom? What kind of damage? By some newspaper I read, it is 20% damage was done to their resource. If you would have done 1 or 2 days, to what extent it would have gone? Then what kind of economy they are and what kind of economy we are? Whether the fighting is going to support us. If you do true cost and management analysis, you will really appreciate that taking a call of taking a pause, not termination. I think Honorable PM has clarified it. Taking a pause, how it is going to save us. We are a fastest growing economy. We have to work very sensibly to that effect. So why I gave this reference, in any organization also, any time, any kind of crisis that is going to come, we can learn this lesson from this kind of geopolitical condition or crisis, what we have come across recently, to adapt in our professional contribution to our organization. I'll not take much time. I'll just congratulate the CMA fraternity and particularly President Mr. Naik, who was instrumental in shifting the headquarters from Kolkata to Delhi, which was pending for quite a long time. And it is not a simple thing. Those who are involved in that process, they can vouch for it or confirm it. This talk was going on for quite a long time. If you ask me, fair amount of time I have spent in Kolkata. If I am today standing and speaking to you, lot of contribution is there from Kolkata also. I do not find just shifting one institute from one place to another, it is going to serve the purpose. What was the intent and spirit of shifting? That differences with a broader objective. What for we thought that shifting the institute to this place to that place? Because I am living in Delhi since 23 years. I lived in Kolkata almost for 14, 15 years. While working in office, I don't find any difference. Let me be very honest with that. So it is purely on the individual's mindset, how they work. So therefore, those who supported this or those who opposed it, you please close your opposition or support. Now work together. Let us see how best this institute can grow as faster than the growth of India. And we have that potential. I do not have any 1% doubt, because what action we are doing now or going to take, that is going to impact not only this 1 lakh members, I am not concerned much about them, the future students who are going to come to us. They are looking at us, they are looking at you, they are looking at institute. So try to bring in more and more professionalism in our outlook and approach, and document and record our contributions. Like recently the institute conducted probably first time Achievers Meet. That enabled us to understand how many members are occupying in what kind of critical and bigger positions globally. That was amazing information to MCA, Secretary in MCA, Government of India. Mr. Pawan is here now, he will be talking much more on that. They are the authority. So, I had a bit of interaction when he was with Department of Public Enterprises. So now he'll be giving much more light on this matter. See, now we are writing a cost management accountant, and we wanted to have a perfect nomenclature to our institute. So what we thought of, whether we have achieved that, or what we are thinking now, how we are going to achieve. Let us have a proper documented guideline, and with a scale-based manner. That means that KRA KPI should be in place where our future students can monitor our activities, or our past presidents and members can also guide in that parameter. Thank you very much, and thank all the management once again for giving me the opportunity to come here. Thank you. Thank you. Jai Jagannath.
Thank you so much, Pradeep Kumar Das sir, for that inspiring speech of yours. And of course, sir, in tomorrow's agenda, last year we had the Achievers Meet, and tomorrow, sir, we shall be launching a coffee table book of 100 best CMAs of the country. So this is also the initiative of our Honorable President, Bibi Naik, sir. May I now request CMA Pavan Kumar, sir, Chief Advisor Cost, Department of Expenditure, Ministry of Finance, to please address the House.
Namaskar. On behalf of Indian Cost Account Service, though the number of chartered accountants in service is more than cost accountants, I wish immense success in holding this national convention of CMAs to all its stakeholders, President, Central Council and Regional Council members, staff of the Institute, and above all, students, the prospective CMAs. So I could see some students still here. So we have traveled a lot. So I will not be, because I am now working on a diverse field, so I am not having any industry experience to share with you. So some of you may be knowing we have started our careers with some Bahi Khata. So now it is replaced by cloud computing. The things are changing. And we used to have some books writing which was Mundi. You must Google, some of the students, they must Google this. The Mundi was accountant's language and only accountants can read that. And in those officers in revenue, usually in income tax, they were very much perturbed by that language and they used to call those who are knowing that Mundi language. And now we are talking of quantum accounting. So a lot of things are changing. Like earlier we used to have movies of 3 hours, then clips of 3 minutes. Now people have shifted to reels. Reels are some 20, 30, maximum 1 minute things. So to me, Divya Drishti means intuitive perception. So the if you have intuitive perception, no AI or machine learning can replace you. Because these machine learning or AI or whatever technology we are using, they are increasing your speed. They are giving you various analytics as a time, they are saving your time. But as far as you or human beings are concerned, so I doubt whether fully AI, where no human is required, would come. So business complexities or breakthroughs may be done with judicious use of intuitive perception. So we should all have intuitive perception using this technology as well. If you have intuitive perception, which is not written in, unfortunately, everything is not written in books. You learn by your experience or doing some case studies, etc., etc. And so there is no threat. There is only challenge. And you have to be intuitive in your working. And as everybody has complex situations, collaboration is the solution. We should collaborate. Whoever is our competitor or somebody else, we should learn from them. And collaboration is the best solution, which we are learning in our service as well. So I will not take much of your time because now the time is of reel and I will conclude it and I wish you all the best. And on behalf of Indian Cost Account Service, I again congratulate all the stakeholders, all the staff of the Institute. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, CMD Ireda has a meeting scheduled, so he has to leave now. So thank you so much for coming. Can we have a huge round of applause for Pradeep Kumar Das, sir? May I now request the next speaker of this evening, CMA Partha S. Bhattacharya, sir, Chairman, Peerless Group, ex-CMD of Coal India Limited. Okay. So do you want to speak? Just some minutes. He has gone for a break. Sir, would you want to speak? Then let us wait for a couple more minutes. Sir, the audience are waiting for you. Bhattacharya, sir, please address the house.
Dignitaries on the dais, dignitaries of the dais. I believe there are some past presidents and very senior officers of the institute, the delegates, the students, ladies and gentlemen. A very good evening to you all. Before I start, let me first of all thank the President, Mr. Nayak, and the institute for having me here. I have not been, to be honest, not been attending cost conventions very regularly. I think this I am attending after quite some time. During this time when I used to study cost accountancy, at that time, we didn't miss the conventions, and those used to happen in Calcutta. But incidentally, I have, for a very long time, more than 34 years, I worked in one company, that's Coal India. Starting from 77, it was formed in 75, so just 1.5 years after it was formed, I joined that company. And I have been there till my retirement in 2011. But I do keep in close touch with how the company is functioning and how the coal sector is functioning, because coal is something of very deep interest to me. To talk a little bit about the company, I'm very proud to say that this company possibly is one of the largest employers of cost accountants. If my numbers are right, out of the 20,000 officers that we have, roughly 10% is finance and accounts, that is 2,000. And in that 2,000, 70%, at least 1,400 would be cost accountants. And cost accountants have actually made a big mark in this company. I'm also proud to say that this company has just completed 50 years. You must have seen the advertisements in various places. And being a mining company and basically an engineering company, this is supposed to be, the chairmen are always from mining, mostly. But even within that, at least 20% of the time, that means after 50 years, 10 years, the people at the helm of affairs were cost accountants. The first cost accountant to be the chairman of the company was Mr. P.K. Sengupta. Some of you who are old enough may be knowing him. And he was also the longest serving chairman of the company for close to 6 years. The other one was myself. I served the company as chairman for about 4.5 years. So in total, we led the company for 10 years. And these were very remarkable years. Mr. P.K. Sengupta was there during the 90s. And during the 90s, there was a major shift in government policy. Earlier, the funding, etc., capital funding, everything was done by the government. So it was all budgetary support linked. Suddenly in 91, once the economic reforms came, the government set up a distance. They adopted an arm's length approach, and the budgetary support was phased out. There were enormous financial difficulties. Prior to that, the company was making huge losses, but no financial difficulty. Money was free. But here, there was losses and financial difficulty. So that was the challenging period of the 90s, which was steered, I would say, with an outstanding leadership by Mr. Sengupta and I was absolutely fortunate to be working very closely with him. So those were the challenging times. Later on, you see the company today, starting from a highly loss-making company producing 75, 80 million tons to a hugely profit-making Maharatna company of today, producing close to 1 billion ton. I think it's going to become 1 billion ton company in 2 years' time. And it is the largest coal-producing company in the world. So this is the kind of change that has happened, and the cost accountants have a very major role to play in this. There's one more small anecdote, of course, in a slightly lighter vein, that I would like to share, that both the cost accountants who have led the company for 10 years have written books. I have written one and Mr. Sengupta has written one. So those books are available. You can just have a reading of that. Coming to a little bit of serious issues, you see, the whole theme is corporate excellence. And what does corporate excellence allow you to do? Allow you to navigate in challenging times or through challenges. That's what the excellence means. You take an out-of-the-box approach to steer under difficult situations or navigate the company under entities under difficult situations and succeed. That is all that it means. So I would like to, because we are basically practitioners, we can't really talk like a management expert or something like that. So let me come to one or two small case studies. What kind of situation, what kind of challenge, and how it was faced. So that would be a better way of doing it. Between 2003 to 2006, I was CMD of one of the most difficult companies. Those who know coal sector will agree with me. This was Bharat Coking Coal Limited, a company into deep losses. When I joined, the company had an accumulated loss of 7,000 crores. And out of that 7,000 crores, 50%, roughly 3,500 crores were incurred in the past 5 years before my joining. So it was in very difficult states. So from that level, with a package of measures, I don't want to elaborate. By 2006, we came into profits. The company earned its first profit in 40 years. So that actually paved my way to become the chairman of Coal India, and I joined Coal India. On the very first day, you have media interactions, and in the media interactions, I was asked that you have joined now, where do you want to leave the company after 5 years? I don't know who made me say this, but I said one sentence. I just didn't say that I'm going to meet a country's energy needs, this, that, nothing like that sort. I just said, I want this company to be the most admired company in the country. So I thought that if I say this, that will come back and hit me with all the challenges. Now, admired by whom? It has to be admired by, first of all, the customers. Coal quality is a huge issue, so I have to address that. On the other side, it is vendors. They should get transparent kind of way, and I should be able to get things at the most reasonable and acceptable prices. The next is the people, the employees, the society, the government, all stakeholders. I want to be admired by every stakeholder. So I think that was a nice challenge that we took up on ourselves. And the years that followed, from 2006 to 2011, I would say defined that whole thing. The company was a profitable company, but it was not one of the Ratna companies. It was not a mini Ratna, not to speak of Navaratna, nothing of that sort. Whereas most PSUs of that category were Navaratnas. The size and stature of the other companies of comparable size, they were all Navaratnas, like your IOC, your ONGC, GAIL, NTPC, etc., etc. And we were not even a mini Ratna. So the first thing we did was we got the mini Ratna. That was actually a procedural issue. We got it. But that was not very satisfactory. You know, everybody is a Navaratna, so how do you justify yourself? And the company was meeting 42 to 43% of the country's commercial needs, which is more than the aggregate of all the oil and gas companies' contribution. So how can we not be a Navaratna? So we started to take up this matter with the government as expeditiously as possible. And the thing that came out was, you can't be a Navaratna because you are not listed. Fortunately, we argued our way, and the decision that was taken was that the company will be given Navaratna, but it has to get listed in 3 years' time. So that was the challenge of listing. Now, listing a company from Calcutta, the eastern part of the country, of that size, was not an easy proposition. It didn't have it was not known for the best things. And when we did some international dipsticks, we found that there were some huge questions being raised. So for each of those questions, we had to create some innovative answers. I'll just share one with you. One issue that came up is that you are one of the largest landowners in the country. And you are known to sort of distort or rather degrade land in a big way. The land use completely changes, and you don't restore, you don't reclaim. So that was one of the points that was raised. And in those days, in 2011, when the IPO, 2010 when the IPO happened, these issues were very important at that time. So that used to sort of determine investors' outlook. So we did something very unique. We engaged with NRSA, National Remote Sensing Agency, and told them to take images of all large open cast mines, the top 50 of them, which contributes about 80% of the total open cast coal production, and keep it mapping every year. So you compare the maps and you can see for yourself through a satellite surveillance whether you are achieving, restoring or reclaiming the things properly. These kind of things work very well in a company of this type. Every project officer was told that you are under satellite surveillance. That worked, and after 1 year, we found that 53 out of 50, rather, more than the 50 mines which are under surveillance, 53 mines were absolutely compliant. So we took it to the next stage and tried to get ISO 14001 certification for all of that. Everybody got certified. And that was a big statement that we could make in the RHP. I would like to elongate it anymore. I mean, you can very well see for yourself, if you have past records, that this particular IPO was one of the greatest in the country. It created a response of 15.3 times oversubscription. It was the largest IPO at that time, 15,200 crores, and the total amount of money that chased it was 234,000 crores. That was 15.3 times. 50% of that money came from international investors. And this was the only large company shares which were listed at a premium right on the day one. It was at a premium of 40%. And more or less it continued like that. Of course, later on there was some policy flip-flop, and as a result, the share prices did not move in the way it should have. But however, that was a great experience, and this was a culmination of all efforts to make excellence deliver in the company. I think time is up. I have been given an advice to finish early, so thank you very much. Thanks for all this.
Thank you so much, sir. May I now request the last speaker of this evening, CMA Neeraj Joshi, sir, Council Member of ICMAI. Please address the House.
Good evening, everybody. Dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. I'm very fortunate to be among the stalwarts of the industry, and they have deliberated about their experiences in their long outstanding careers. I am the only practitioner on the dais, so I would give my maybe 2-3 minutes of deliberation from the angle of practitioners in their contribution towards the subject or the topic of our NCMAC, that's Corporate Excellence Divya Drushti. I believe that we practitioners as cost accountants or the PCMAs also have a key role to play in corporate excellence, being the partners of value addition through our work and through our professional engagement with our clients. The vision of the institute has always been to add value to all our stakeholders, including the industry, the regulators, and society at large. And we have to focus on all these areas. And when we approach various assignments, and that is where I think the profession should lead. We have been working as value adders for the clients mainly in the costing domain. But now we have to shift our focus to a higher level of value addition in the management accounting domain as well. We have been doing that over the years, but may not be that profoundly as it should have been done. So we need to focus on that area, and that's where our Divya Drushti has to be now focused on. The areas like sustainability reporting, integrated reporting are core domains of cost and management accountants. And I believe that we as professionals have to really focus our attention on these value add areas where we can make better use of our skills for the benefit of society at large as well. We talked about AI. Many of the speakers have said that definitely AI will not replace the human requirement. What I feel that AI will definitely replace manpower with manpower who knows AI. So learning AI is going to be critical. And what I feel that we as professionals should bring into the table the expertise in developing predictive models, because that is where the world will ultimately lead to. Currently, all the predictive modeling exercises are happening mainly in the technical domain or domains where there is huge data availability. But we have to put our focus. Maybe we need to cultivate a more research-oriented mindset, and that can be the Divya Drushti that we need to build into ourselves, whereby we can serve industry in developing models that can help them in maybe predicting cost, in predicting cost overruns, in predicting utilization, in predicting resource scarcity, and which all data points they need to tap into to get that model working. That may be the value addition that we as cost accountants can make and bring it to the table. We have been focusing largely on the manufacturing sector till date. But I believe that if we really want to serve society at large, the focus also needs to shift now on service sector, predominantly in the areas of healthcare, education, transport, warehousing and infrastructure. So maybe these are the areas which directly affect the common man. Correct? Our association with industries have helped industries grow. But we as CMAs will have to ponder really upon that whether our contribution has helped the society at large to make their life easy. And maybe now we have to apply our Divya Drushti, our senses, our expertise to really try to get answer to this question, and if not, give solution as to how we can put in efforts, put our minds together so that shifting our core focus from adding value only to the industry to adding value to the society at large, which is going to be maybe need, say 20 years, 30 years, 40 years down the line, when it is predicted that our population will be nearing 200 crores. Correct? So that time, maybe our skill set would be the most sought after skill set, whereby we can give something back to the society, try to give them real value for their living on this planet, or whereby improve their quality of life. So what I feel that these are some of the areas which we should really concentrate on, and that can be the Divya Drushti that we all need to develop. The institute also needs to focus on these different areas or maybe different approaches going ahead. And with one thought, I quote Ratan Tata sir, that leadership is not about being in charge. It is about taking care of those in your charge. So if we feel that we are the leaders of the society, of the industry, then it is our responsibility to take care of the society and the industry at the same time. This I thank you all for patient hearing, and I once again thank all of you on behalf of the Institute to be patiently here in such big number at this late hour in the evening, participating in NCMAC 2025. Thank you.
So thank you so much, Joshi sir. Now before I invite the chairman of Bhubaneswar chapter for giving a formal vote of thanks, I have a small announcement. Tomorrow the inaugural session will happen at 9 o'clock. First we'll have a yoga and then we'll have a inaugural session. And I request everybody to please come at 9 or before that, so that we can start the session dot by 9 o'clock. And after this, you can go and have your snacks in the dining hall, and we can come back again. We'll have a cultural program, and at 9:30, everybody can have dinner. Now with this, I would like to request the chairman of Bhubaneswar chapter to please give a formal vote of thanks for the first day of NCMAC.
Good evening, Namaskar, Jai Jagannath. Respected esteemed dignitaries on the dais, respected all council member, regional council member, all chapter representatives, respected past president, senior members, corporate delegate, and my professional colleagues and my dear students. It is both an honor and privilege for me to extend formal vote of thanks in this prestigious event on conclusion of highly inspiring plenary session, Corporate Excellency CMA Vision. So first I extend my heartfelt thanks to all the delegates who come from different parts of our country, and some of the delegates also come outside of the India. So your presence in Temple City of India, Bhubaneswar, the city is full of history and spirituality. The people of Odisha deeply respect and follows the culture and tradition of Lord Jagannath. You have taken time from your busy schedule and traveled a long distance and join with us with great spirit and energy. So your presence is a lot to all of us. Your presence is more meaningful, joyful, and truly special. Your patience, cooperation, and presence is shows that the love and affection to our profession, our fraternity. So many our esteemed dignitaries share their experience. First, heartfelt thanks to CMA Partha S. Bhattacharya, Chairman, PLS Group, and former CMD, Coal India Limited. Sir, your address, based on a wealth and experience and strategic leadership, set a powerful context of this session. I express my sincere gratitude to CMA Pavan Kumar, Chief Advisor Cost, Department of Expenditure, Minister of Finance, for highlighting the importance of cost professionals in policy execution and policy financial management. I also thanks to CMA Pratyukan Das, he left the session due to some of the urgent meeting. CMD Ireda for his illuminating thoughts on the role of CMA in financing and sustainable development. My sincere appreciation goes to CMA Sarada Bhushan Manthi, Director of Finance, CMD RL Limited, for sharing his rich experience for emphasizing the importance of innovation and strategic leadership in PSUs. We are equally thankful to Rajesh Kumar Dwivedi, Director of Finance, BHEL, for offering us valuable takeaways, financial and operational excellence. A big thank to our council member, our respected council member, CMR Neeraj Kumar Joshi, sir, council member, for his inspiring words and encouragement, especially for the young professional and students in our fraternity. So, and of course, our special thanks to CMA Dr. D.P. Nandi, Secretary of Institute of Cost Accounting of India, for his warm welcome address and for consistently guiding and supporting our chapter in all our endeavors. So I once thank you each one of you making this session a recent success. Thank you. Thank you all.
I once again request everyone, you can go and have your snacks and come back immediately. We will start the cultural right away. Only in 5 minutes we will be starting the cultural, and at 9 o'clock the dinner will start.